Hello. How you doing? So tonight is important. It's the last night of studying for finals. Tomorrow's my last day of school until January 5th or whatever. At 3:05 when the school bell rings, it's Christmas vacation. I'm done. I don't have to do any more school for the next 17 days, which is kind of cool. But I still have to be ready for tomorrow. Still have to get up early in the morning and get to school. Still have to take my English final. Still have to take my math and my Spanish final. No matter what I do, I still am not able to not take those. I still have to take them, which inherently is something I don't think anyone really wants to do, but we do it anyways. I have an AP English class, and the final, she showed us the prompt and everything. We're writing an essay for it in class. And it's not a difficult essay, it's just a matter of understanding it. We've had to read things like Benjamin Franklin, the Way to Wealth. We've had to read, let me get them for you. We've read things like Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, Maya Angelou, the Why Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, and the Frederick Douglass, The Narrative Life. We all had to read all of these things and discuss. At the beginning of the year, one of the things we had to discuss was the American Dream, and how each one of these books said something about the American Dream, whether it be small or big. Mice and Men, it was more of the America has this inequality about mental illness in people and treating them equally, while at the same time as having this issue of American idealism that needs to advance with time, needs to grow with culture, but isn't. And so it's as if John Steinbeck tries to tie in the American dream is that we want to have what we can't have, but we can't achieve that if we're not certain people. And that's what American idealism is. It needs to catch up with what people are and how we accept things today. Maya Angelou, I don't even know. I didn't like the book. I hate it. I don't even like Maya Angelou. But hers is interesting. I don't even know what to say. What her American Dream would have been. Frederick Douglass, though, he had an interesting kind of thing tied into his. Because he was a slave, and then he was freed. And I feel like everything in his life, his narrative, his autobiography, could be summed up with the simple phrase that ignorance is bliss. And I think a lot of people don't understand what ignorance is. And it's not so much being stupid as you don't know really what's going on. And that's not so much a bad thing. I like McDonald's. However, when I have to watch a documentary about how chicken nuggets are made, it's pink sludge in a die-cast mold, and not so many people want to watch that. Not too many people want to go eat that when they see how Taco Bells are managed and they only use 12 ingredients and they overcharge. It loses its magic. iPhones aren't as mysterious and cool and sleek when you find out about Foxconn, those people in China dying to make it. Everything has a darker tone to it, one that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge. So ignorance is bliss. If I don't know that about McDonald's, I don't know that about Apple, I don't know that about other companies, the government, the whatever's going on, and the darker things behind that, it all seems magical. Disney is great with storytelling. Great for kids. Well, at least it used to be. And it's fantastic until you get to look in the background and say, like, what, man, this isn't right. Cinderella, the original story of Cinderella was about people chopping off their toes and their heels and everything to fit in that glass shoe. You know, they don't want to say that in a kid's story, but when you look at that, it's like, it's not so much magical as it is kind of weird. Aladdin is from this book, 1001 Arabian Nights, things like that. If I remember right, it's about a girl having to tell this Arabian king these stories so she doesn't die in 1001 Nights is how she survived. And one of them was an Aladdin story. There's all this darker tone that goes on to it, but Disney doesn't talk about it. But ignorance is bliss. If you don't talk about it. Like racism. Morgan Freeman said it in an interview that someone asked him, like, how would you deal with racism? He said, just don't talk about it. If we don't talk about it, it disappears. At that point, we're being ignorant of racism or of discrimination. If we just don't talk about it, we don't think about it, we don't do anything with it, we stop having conversations dealing with it, instantly, it seems to vanish. The whole argument about there being a pay gap or, income gap, I think it's called, almost disappears when people stop talking about it. They stop forcing each other to have conversations, stop fighting over it. Your rights, the government, people, it fades away when people stop talking about it. A TV show loses its relevance when people stop watching, they stop discussing it. So why can't the same be said for everything else in life? Frederick Douglass talked about ignorance being bliss, not understanding everything behind it makes everything look fine. Slavery looks A-okay from the outside if you don't understand what's really going on in it. So, his American dream is for people to fight for the greater things in life. But the fight for the greater things in life, one has to see past it. The it and the ought. The what America is and what America could be. By doing that, though, they see behind the curtain. They see the Wizard of Oz. They see the true person. And it's not pretty. And so they say, well, I have to change this. I have to change this. They have to. But then the American way of life is individual freedom. So when you have to change something, you're saying, I have to change this because I've seen what's behind it and it's not right. And you try and change it, and you see a lot of people don't want you to change it. And you're like, well, why not? I don't get it. Because those people aren't ignorant. So much as they are, they don't want to see behind the curtains. Because they know what's really there. They know that it's not pretty. They know everything is going to fall apart the moment they see it. So they neglect it. There's a stereotype that rich people are almost carried on a red carpet by people underneath them, and they don't even see the people underneath them, because if they were to see the people underneath them, they'd feel distraught and didn't know what to do, and it's raining cats and dogs. I mean, it's hell in a handbasket, and people are just dying, and chaos. But if we just cover it up with a red carpet, people don't see the America underneath. If we gloss over numbers and things like that with a red carpet, so we don't see all the other people that fade through the cracks, and we just pick out those ones that fit people's agendas, it looks fine. But once you pull that back, they're just a number in the vast open space of all infinite knowledge of everyone. So what is the American dream? The essay I have to write tomorrow in English is, what is the American dream? Benjamin Franklin said some things in his book about it being the essence of all humanity. Moderation. Because idleness leads to destruction. There's a saying that idle hands are the workshop of the devil. It's almost true. Most cities that have people that lose their job, don't do anything, and are lower socioeconomical classes, they tend to become in crimes. They tend to do things they're not supposed to. They tend to do really bad stuff. Because they're of idleness. Because they don't have anything else to do. And those people don't have passion. They don't have the drive to go out and do the thing they should or want to do. They just do whatever. They get in trouble. And this leads people into trouble. I may be rambling in this video, which I am, I know I am, and I may not be connecting sense. I'm not here to make sense. So much as I am to pose the question as to what is the American dream? Is it individuality? Is it the fact that my personal freedom doesn't infringe on yours and yours doesn't fight against mine? We live in our own compartmentalized lives, and that we have an over-encompassing government that allows us to do what we want, where we want, when we want, on a land that was made for us, by us, and not by them? Or is it the conformity of we are all equal, we are to be the same, and that the government is to have total control? Or is it that there is no American dream, and we just live in anarchy, a day-to-day basis? The past is merely just a memory, but without a photograph, that memory doesn't exist, so why live in the past and go for the future? Then again, one could use the saying that those who don't know the past are doomed to repeat it. What is the American dream? What is the way of life that everyone has fought for hundreds of years for? People have died for. What is it? Is it worth it? Is a Statue of Liberty really something about America? Or is it really just something that was given by another country because they saw something great in us? And now we have to don the greatness bestowed upon us, even though we didn't ask for it. And the rest of the world has to sit and watch it and see, well, I guess America's great, so let's hold them to that standard, even though we didn't ask for it. Times have caught up with America. American dream may originally have been a middle-class family with a white picket fence, a nice Chevy in the driveway, 3 little kids, a wife, a house, a job, and you're happy, you're content. Originally, it was about contentness, not finding happiness and going out and being crazy about. It was about finding contentness. Enjoying what you have in the means you have. But that changes now. The world has caught up with American civilization, has caught up with our laws, our government, our everything, the way our economy works. It's all different. Everything's always on the rise. Everything's always falling. But what is the American dream? Is it continual? Will it end? Sigmund Freud has said many things. In his Sexual Aberrations, Contribution 1, he talks about homosexuality being accepted more in nations. And this is 1800s. And when that starts happening, it becomes legalized. Everyone does it. It doesn't matter. No one has any filters for that. That's when the nation hits its climax. It's already hit its denouement. It's going up. The rising action is done. It's already hit its rising action. It's at its pinnacle point, and it plateaus. But not just a normal plateau. It's tilted, and its slope is not positive. It's negative. Maybe it's negative 1/1. Slowly, it's going down. Maybe it's negative 1/600. Even slower. You know, that's pretty steep, the negative 1/1. But this is just down, 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 down. It's such a slow fall that we don't even realize it. We don't realize that we're already falling back. And we keep asking, what is the American dream? What if we've already passed it? What if we've achieved the dream, and just notice that it wasn't a plaque, it wasn't a sign that said, "Welcome, you've made it." It was just a sticky note next to a little spot on the street that said American Dream. You said, well, I can go further. And you pick it up, and you move it, and you just keep going. And you pass the point of contentness, of idealness, of where things should be to more and more and more, to where you didn't realize that you're walking in a circle, and now you've passed the point of no return. You're doomed to repeat the past if you don't know the future. And sure, you can say it's cyclical like some historians view it. We may come back to a great period, or America will end and something will take its place, a phoenix in the ashes. I pose this question to you. Now, everything I've said, which is just a ramble, just to make your guts, your brain, to think. What is the American dream? Is it attainable? Is it current? Has it changed? Is there anything new? Or is it simply non-existent? The world, you never know. But on that, I'll leave you with one parting thought, a motto, or a saying, I guess, that I live by, which is, there is no victory without sacrifice, and love is sacrifice always. Think about it, use it in your daily life. So, if you want to talk about anything about the American Dream, leave a comment down below. Like, dislike, I'm not offended, don't really care. Subscribe though, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Sorry about this ranting video, but I'm just perplexed by the simplicity of a question that's so vague, yet it's not generalized enough to be a random question. It's specific, but there is no set answer. So, thank you for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic Friday tomorrow, or today, because it is currently 8:20, Thursday, the 17th of December, 2015. Tomorrow will be the 18th, so, whatever. Have a great day.